Good morning, everybody. Good Tuesday morning. I am out at the Broadview ICE Detention Center for people catching this on the replay. This is what they've actually done to the 25th Avenue blockade. So now it is definitely a First Amendment infringement. I'm going to walk you up there the next time the light changes. This is the corner. Again, no one's allowed to walk here. It is blocked. So there will be no protest as per the mayor of Broadview on this street. There's only one protest area, which I will show after I walk up this street to show you the entrance. They are bringing more blocks, it looks like, to add to this. Good morning, Peace. Good morning, Minnie. Okay, people honking at me, and I'm not even a protester, but I'll take it. Okay, I'm going to try not to get run over by semi-trucks. Again, this is Maywood over here, where the protesters would come down to, because the protesting hours 9 to 6 is for Broadview. But as you can see, what they have done is installed these cement blocks all the way down the street in the neighbors' yards. People live here. This is a neighborhood. They seem to think that this is going to make things safe. What happened last Friday and Saturday was the police actually, I think, had a little bruised ego over the fact that the protesters were dancing in the street as opposed to being violent and riotous. So this is what they've done. Again, these are all well manicured yards, well taken care of houses. Well, even if they weren't. But these are beautiful little homes. And now they have to live with this. This might actually be too close to the fire hydrant. Not sure though. Again, it goes down the whole block. Look at these houses. Look at the yards. I've walked up and down the sidewalk 100 times. Never had a problem. But the mayor has made it a problem. Again, this has nothing to do with the immigration. This is First Amendment now. We need more First Amendment auditors out here, and also some lawyers that would like to take a pro bono case and go up against this. Good morning, Bobo. Welcome in. This is what they've done to the neighborhood. Very sad sight. If they stop me, I'm going up to the gas station. You guys all heard that. Look, we have Halloween decorations out. But yet, this is what they have to see when they look out their front windows. Because supposedly this is going to make it safer. Hopefully there's no car accidents here, because they're going to go into the cement as opposed to just popping the curb and going on grass. A lot more lethal. Yeah, but what I meant is that the neighbors here take care of the easements. You know, it's a beautiful little neighborhood. Of course, they're all in there. There they all go in. Look at that. We got a procession. Again, I'm not protesting. I'm walking down the sidewalk as a public citizen. Oh, it's 9 a.m. Except for there's no sign out here that says you cannot protest. No protest from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. But it does not, there's no sign out here that says there's no protesting on 25th. So I believe if there's no public notice, how are people supposed to know? Hi, Twilda. Welcome in to the craziness of the ICE Detention Center in Broadview, where supposedly, allegedly, maybe the fence is supposed to come down today, but they have until 11:59 p.m. to do it. So I have a sneaking suspicion it won't be during the protest hours. They have installed these cement blocks all the way down, not on this side, but on the other side to the public storage area. Why? As you see, the trucks are out here. How is this supposed to make it safer? I really just don't get it. Apparently they might be going to, I'll come back out here later. It looks like they might be gonna fill in the blocks on this side also. But as you can see, it goes all the way down the block. The whole length. What they're trying to prevent, I am actually not sure. It really doesn't, I mean, it's not blocking people walking down the sidewalk, and it's not blocking cars, but apparently they have more control, I guess, over the crowd. Yeah, but, you know, there are corners that people can get. I mean, it's not like it's, yes, you're not supposed to go over the barriers. I understand that, but they close the street down anyway. Friday and Saturday morning and in the afternoon, they close 25th down. So saying that it's a public safety hazard when they're the ones that are, you guys have seen my lives, right? There's state police, there's everything, like I always tease, there's every agency out here except for the mailman and the animal control. We even had Metro police out here last week. Yes. It actually wasn't ICE that pushed them into the street. It was the state police and the sheriff's department. I find it very odd that ICE doesn't even come out and confront anymore. The state police are doing it for them. If you've seen my short when I talked to the head state policeman, talking about the TRO, that they couldn't use non-lethal force against us anymore, he said that they might not be able to, but state police can. Good morning. You know, right, that the mayor said there's no, yeah, okay, just, there's no sign saying that.
The police this morning said after 9. We were here. I was here before 9. Are you live streaming or no?
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
But I got it going that way.
Okay,
So.
yeah. The police were saying that at 9 it would be okay.
It's so confusing. It's like, why do they do this? The poor neighbors that, I mean, they take care of that grass and stuff. It's like, why would you do that? And what's a blockade?
The businesses are starting to get really upset. Yesterday when I was here, there was someone out there talking. One of the things they were upset for was apparently the state police filled their trash can, filled their dumpster with pizza boxes.
Doesn't surprise me. Plus, they're using their bathroom all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like, what the heck?
So, but yeah, a bunch of them have like trucks that they want to get in and out of, and they really.
Yeah, now they're stuck. Right. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to go the back this direction.
All right.
Stay safe.
All right, you too.
So Orkin's upset because the state police are using their trash cans for their pizza boxes. Of all the things to be upset about, although I would understand they are upset about the fact that this makes it very difficult for them to pull their trucks in and out. But yes, the state police do use the bathrooms to all of these businesses over here. No, it is not. That is a false statement. It is not because of that. The reason why was because the protesters were going out into the street. There's no public vehicles that are blocking ICE vehicles from doing anything. So that is not a correct statement. Yes, Twyla. Broadview has their own mayor, and she saw the protesters dancing in the street and decided that it was too dangerous, even though the street was already closed to through traffic. Again, this has nothing to do with the immigration part of it. This is now a First Amendment problem. Wait till I show you the other side. Again, she has deemed this no protest on this street. This is Broadview. It's a small community outside of Chicago, but this is actually this is actually the detention center where they bring all the people that they're detaining here, and ICE actually stages from this area. And eventually, allegedly, if it happens, the National Guard will be out here too. That is correct, Peace. If you would stand in front of a car or on the side of a car, you would be immediately arrested and brought down to the ground. I've seen it happen. So, no, that is not happening here. No one is physically blocking anyone. No one is physically stepping in on ICE to where they can't do their duties, quote unquote. Morning. More media showing up. Again, this cement wall goes all the way down to the corner. And all the way on the other side of the street, almost down to the next big intersection, which is Roosevelt. I believe they're going to install even more down the street because there is the big trucks that actually move the cement blocks around. Of any of the dangerous streets, it would be this one because it's almost like an off-ramp to the expressway, and yet they're not concerned about this at all. So I'm going to try not to get hit. This guy is definitely an agent. I'm going to take my time crossing the street. There we go. State police. Definitely bowing down to what ICE is asking for. Well, welcome in, England. Jolly good day to ya. It's morning time here. Again, the protests are only allowed to go on from 9 a.m. until 6. Outside of that, you risk getting arrested and getting a citation for disturbing the peace. This is the Iron Workers Hall, as you see. No one's allowed to park in there or use the potty. Right across the street from the help tents. Okay, now I'll take you around to the corner. What I used to call the peaceful side, but now apparently it's the only side. So we shall go see what in fact is going on over here. Can't walk. There's just way too many cars going by right now. Hang on, unfortunately, I'm gonna put you down for just a sec so I can tie my shoe. Nana forgot to double knot her shoelace. Sorry. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm not even gonna argue with you about that. You're gone. Peace, just knock them out. Or Minnie. Oh, it goes almost down to that cement wall. Goes almost down to Roosevelt now.
Oh yeah.
And they're installing more. There's trucks out there.
More?
Yeah.
Oh my
Did they give you anything for being out there?
No, I just walked down the sidewalk.
Oh, nice.
There's a couple of state police in the thing, but they didn't say anything, so
Nice.
it makes no sense. Yes, they have to have it down by 11:59 tonight. We'll see if that actually happens. What was that?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I know. It's just like, whoa. We're going to go see. Of course, we have all the alphabets here. We do Chicago dibs, apparently. Morning.
Got that one there, okay, Dan.
So not friendly. Welcome in. We're going to turn the corner now. This is the Broadway Detention Center. Broadview.
It was West Virginia after all. The funny part to me was
I should warn them that the mic's on. After hearing him, Channel 7 yesterday saying some racist stuff. I don't think they realize that their mic is hot. We can hear everything they're saying. Good morning, Big Chief. Welcome in. I'm back. Well, we still have 4 state police out here. 1 so-called undercover, and 3 of the regular state police cars. Both the huge buses are back here, and all the little white minivans. Today we have nobody in here yet, and I stress the word yet. Not sure when they'll show up. Probably around lunchtime. That one comment actually bothered me a little. I am not leftist, I'm not Antifa, but I'm really pissed about what they're doing about the First Amendment rights here and how the state police are actually working with ICE. So yes, I am angry about that because they're blocking my First Amendment right for being out here. Yes, but I want you guys to realize how small of an area this actually is. I'm saying it's about, let's see, I'm 5'5", so 1, 2, 3, 15 to 20 feet wide. I don't know how long these cement blocks are. Well, I'll give it 25 feet, right? And then it just goes to the end here. So this whole area is the only protest zone, free speech as they call it, zone. This is the only place both sides, for and against what's going on out here, can be in. Now, if anybody's been in a protest before, there's one thing the police love to do, and that's kettle. Kettling is when they get the protesters all in one small area and just arrest all of them because they have no way out, right? Okay, so here's the end of the cement block. And everyone knows that what they will do is stand here and just take everybody that's inside this area. Because they've made it virtually impossible to get out of. Unless you jump the thing, and I'm sure when they start something like that, they'll have it blocked from all sides, but it's a very easy kettle situation. Again, we have all the equipment watchers out here. Now, this is the side for the media. Again, makes no real sense because they're too afraid to go up in the front. Unless it's a couple of the channels like Coop News. Well, thank you, Hart. I really appreciate that. Again, I'm not trying to be left, right. I'm just saying that now, no matter who you are, left, right, you can't go past these cement blocks. You can't walk down the street on 25th. You can't protest out there. You can't protest after the hours or between the hours of 9 and 6 is fine. But anytime before or after, again, no matter what side you're on, you will either be arrested or cited. Today, supposedly, allegedly, is the day that they're supposed to take this fence down. I have not seen A sniper up on that building since the state police have taken over. Interesting, right? I'm sorry, who's here on orders of the president? The state police? Unfortunately, the state police belong to Illinois. It's not a national group, guys. The ICE agents behind here are, in fact, federal agents. You are correct. Peace, I'm not sure what the 12 p.m. is. Yeah, absolutely, Snotty. You are 100% right. I watched it change right in front of me. You heard the baloney, I almost said some other word, that the state police guy gave me, right? You enjoy your protection. That's why we have to install these cement barriers, because it's such a ruckus crowd. Not so much. And again, there was always snipers up on that roof, and there was always, no matter who came to that gate, whether it was the fire department, the police department, newscasters, it didn't matter. There was ICE agents at the gate. Ever since state police took over, they've all disappeared. Kind of funny. Not. And again, I was told that just because ICE agents were given that temporary restraining order on using non-lethal weapons, the state police are allowed to use them and will, like he said. Yeah, Beckett, it's still here. They've got till 11:59 to take it down. If they take it down, I mean, what are they going to do if they don't take it down? What are the consequences? Seriously. I mean, it's like a spoiled toddler, right? Go sit in the corner and take a time out for 10 minutes. They're not being they have no consequences is pretty much what I'm saying. None of them. The ICE, there's no laws for them. So why would they follow this one? I have heard that apparently Bavino's back again. My buddy, little shorty. Sorry, I don't like the man. He forced me into trees. So, again, not a left-right statement. A personal statement about a personal person who thinks he's Napoleon. Oh, God, Brian. I'm such a lefty. I worked for Reagan's campaign. So, yeah. I am definitely MAGA Antifa. Maybe that's a new thing, right? You can be both at the same time. Hart, I'm not really sure. I know they got a 50,000 bonus for signing up. The training they go through is for 6 weeks. That's as much as I know, so it might actually be more than 100,000, although they probably don't count that bonus at the beginning. Again, people just trying to coexist with all the crap that's going on out here. Well, more of them are setting up. I wonder if these are the good old boys that were talking on behind the camera yesterday. Should warn them. What they say is being picked up by the camera, especially when they're live feeding. Oh, okay, we got an interview going on here. They call this gentleman Pepper Jesus because he's the one that has been hit with pepper bullets more than anyone else. Again, there's an area for the media. There's an area for the protesters. No one is blocking anyone. Zero blocking going on here. Can't get close enough to even touch the fence. Well, Tony, you know, if you'd just be adult, you can stay in chat. I don't think it was me that banned you, so I would imagine there's probably a reason. I don't ask much. There's no racism. There's no homophobic slurs. You know, I pretty much let everybody have their opinion, but also realize that I'm just standing out here with an iPhone, you know? So none of the people out here can hear what you're chatting. And I really don't care what you think of me. If you don't like me, leave the chat. Bye, Tony. Wasn't me. Why is it so difficult to be adult? Adulting can't go on, apparently. Welcome in. This is the Broadview Detention Center, a small community outside of Chicago. I am on fence watch today. It's supposedly supposed to come down, although we can only be out here till 6 p.m. or otherwise we face arrest or citations. So it could be that they'll take it down after 6. They have until midnight. Or it could be they will be spoiled little toddlers and not take it down at all, because no one will hold them accountable. Yeah, there's no chaos. Sorry. No chaos in Chicago. There was no chaos this weekend. There were people dancing in the street on 25th. And that sort of got the state police and the sheriff's department a little bent out of shape because they had no one to really go after. So now they've got the mayor to actually close down any type of protesting on 25th. They installed huge cement blocks just like these all the way down the street on both sides, crushing the neighborhood grass that the neighbors take care of and just making it a very ugly sight. Again, I've talked to a lot of those neighbors. They didn't want that at all. As a matter of fact, they've seen what the ICE agents and the state police have instigated every time as they sit up on their porches and yell. Hi, Rib Guy, welcome in. I'm here. ICE Detention Center. There is only media here right now. And it's after 9. It's 9:30, so everybody's allowed to protest. Everybody's allowed to move around. I didn't say it was Broadview, hon. You don't have to type in all caps. Thank you, though. I said it's Broadview, Illinois. It's a small community outside of Chicago. You are correct. But just take a chill pill. Teresa, I'm sorry I did not see you. It's kind of like glary out here. Good morning, how are you? I'm back out here again. I don't know if you've driven down 25th, but it is a mess, Teresa. They installed all those cement barriers. Okay, that's you, Peace. I was just going to get mad at somebody typing in all caps again. It's like, is Judy Hi in here? No. Yeah, they've installed these all the way down. Oh, I'm glad. Yeah, if you ever go down 25th, Teresa, like to the chicken place, they put all these cement barriers from the corner of Lexington all the way down, pretty close to Roosevelt now, on both sides of the street. Alec, this is not fun. Not exactly a lot of fun. I'm going to take a walk back up to the corner and see if there's anything going on 25th. Again, the mayor has declared that there is no protesting anymore on 25th. I understand another politician was out here yesterday, Raja Krishnamurthy, trying to get in. They are not letting anyone inside the ICE facility whatsoever, no matter who they are. Priests, politicians, no one can get inside. I don't know if you saw my stream from last Saturday, but they actually, Catholic Church actually marched over here and tried, the priest tried to get inside to give communion to the detainees, and it was refused. Nannies, 100%. That's why I'm out here. I'm showing you the non-violent, non-riot things that are going on at this moment. Oh gosh, that's a family. I know it's a family. It's so hard to see families. It's heartbreaking. Yes, all the windows are boarded with plywood, and the door. When I go back, I'll show you again. So if there was an emergency inside that building, it would virtually be impossible for anyone to escape. And yet, all I've heard out of the fire department is they're worried about the fence. I haven't heard them actually discuss the blockage of the windows and the doors. There's no fresh air in that building whatsoever. It's all blocked. Yeah. Dancing in the street is just forbidden. It's just a horrible thing. Again, you can see there's no one out here. These are the supply tents and information for people. We get families coming out here trying to figure out how, because of course, they don't even know if their loved one's taken or not. So they come out here to see if they can get information or give the medicine. I've seen many families coming with medication for people that have been trying to get car keys. Again, they're grabbing people. If their car is parked in a parking lot or on the street, it's eventually going to get towed. The families aren't going to be able to get that car because more likely than not, they're not on the car registration, and the towing company is not going to release it to someone that's not on the registration. Do the detainees have children? Who's taking care of the kids? Where are the kids? Do they own a house? Do they have pets? These are all questions, I don't care what side you're on, you think about or you struggle with a little. At least if you're human, you struggle with them. That lucky, that's correct. And a lot of the families, I went downtown last Thursday to the federal court system. All I could see was families in line with all papers and documents in their hands. Okay, now they have, oh dear. Now they're blocking off the street again for some reason. What? I don't know. Let's go down there and find out. Again, this is like the exit to a expressway or freeway, you would call it in California. So there is a lot of traffic. I will wait till the light change. Teresa, if you're in here, hon, do you see what I mean? This is 25th. Yeah, I know, Teresa. That's not a statement anymore, I don't think. Okay, I'm gonna try crossing the street and go down here because I do see them blocking off the area down here. It looks like they are installing more cement blocks. Unbelievable. This is so silly. It's not blocking anything. Here, it's actually just wrecking everybody's yards. Their views from their houses. These are all small, well taken care of houses with families in there. How do you explain that to your kid? Mom, why is there cement out in front of my house? What's going on? No, they did not take down the fence. The fence is still there. We'll go back in a bit, but I just wanted to show you on this side because apparently we're getting more cement blocks. Poor neighbors. Now he's going to block it out from over here. Again, there's no sign up here that says no protesting. All they have is the one that says from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. But there's no official sign saying there's no protesting on the street. So I'm not sure how they're enforcing it. Not a clue. But you see, these poor families. Yeah, I know this is the easement, but these houses are taking care of the easement. I have no clue what he's up to. Boy, if I was one of these neighbors, I would just put some kind of lawsuit in on getting these removed off. It's not their property, though. That's the only problem. I'll show you this one up here. This one makes me sick because this lady takes care of her yard. Look at how beautiful everything is. This one and the one next door. She had all plants here. Look, she had all plants planted here. Rocks. She made it very beautiful. And now she has this ugly cement barrier. I'm not going to go any farther because I'm not sure what he's doing. Not quite sure because these were here before, so. Oh, they're talking about the trash truck. Yeah, that's going to block the trash truck from trying to pick up the trash. One of the neighbors is talking to him about it. I don't know why they're taking these down or moving them. Makes no sense. Welcome in. This is the Broadview Detention Center in a small suburb outside of Chicago. I'm watching as they're trying to revamp the cement blocks, apparently. Of course, they're not going to lay flat, so that's dangerous. Yeah, see? And he just said it. We don't want it flipping off because it's not flat. Unbelievable. So there's another safety concern. What happens if these would fall over? These are huge cement blocks. Oh, Minnie. That's so cute. Okay, here comes some police officer. Oh, they did block all the traffic on 25th again, which they do Friday, they do Saturday, but somehow the protesters being in the street was a safety issue. Jen, welcome in. I'm back out here again, watching them destroy this neighborhood and our First Amendment rights. Again, blocking the street. There were a couple of people on the corner over there. I believe that state police is talking to him right now. If he comes to me, I'm not protesting, I'm standing. So, plus I see no public sign that says there's no protesting. There's nothing anywhere. So how are people supposed to know that? Yeah, this whole thing makes no sense. Again, as you can see, they're tilted, right? So one good push and they'd be in the street. Apparently there will be an issue with the trash. Again, they have this all blocked off. Such a shame. So they can speed down the street. Apparently, from what someone said, the reason why they put up the all the way down these cement blocks is to block any of the protesters from being in the street. Okay, let that sink in for a minute. You know, there's driveways. There's nobody destroying or defacing anything. These are cement blocks that have stuff written on them as they were delivered. So I don't know what defacing we're talking about. I did hear that there was somebody last week that might have painted something on one of the blocks, but 90% of the time it's just chalk that they're using. So, and she was arrested, or not arrested, she was cited for, I don't even know what it is, something with public property. So it's not like it went unpunished. These are what the neighbors have to put up with, though, as they look out their front doors. That is correct. They were pushed out by the state police and the sheriff's department over the weekend. You are correct. And Saturday, they were actually dancing in the street. And I think that sort of made the police a little angry because it didn't look good for them. That there was actually nobody really being violent, or it wasn't a riot, it was a dance off. Was that a question about me being out here? I'm being out here because all that's out here otherwise is the mainstream media. You are not going to get a straight story. Sorry. They're not out here 6 to 8 hours. They're here for a 2-minute soundbite. That's it. That's all they get. No, there hasn't been rioting. There has not been rioting ever out here. Ever. The only confrontation happens when it's brought by the other side. I'm only saying that because I was here and saw it. I had the pepper balls and Bavino in my face. Teresa, you're welcome, hon. Just try not to come down 25th. Hopefully you have an easier way. That doesn't include this because it's closed again till they finish installing all these ugly ass cement barriers. Again, they're not, look at this. This is definitely a safety hazard. It's not even touching the ground. It's up in the air. I mean, these cement blocks weigh, I don't even know how much. How is this okay? That's insane. That's so dangerous. What are they doing? Unbelievable. Oh, they can't bring any more barriers. I think they've got them all from Illinois right now, between this side and the other side. And I still think they're even bringing more, so, because it's not all the way down to Roosevelt now. So, can I go? I don't know. I can't see them. Again, they've closed off the traffic because they're putting in more barriers. Good morning. How are you? If you get a chance to talk to him, that brick that I was just filming over there, it's not even touching the ground.
Okay. That's what they're doing right now.
Yeah, that's scary.
Everything else. Okay.
Okay. That's that done. Now let's go back around. See what's up on the other side. My camera's a lot lighter. Yeah, I know it's it's such a safety hazard. I mean, these things are bad enough as it stands, but to have them uneven, not a good thing by any stretch. But the mayor of Broadview thinks that's what's necessary. Again, let's go over to the other side by the fence and see if there's anything going on. So far you saw it's quiet on that side. Again, there's no legal sign that says protesting not allowed on that side. Morning. I probably shouldn't say that too many times. They might hear me and put a sign up. Who are we talking about believing in free speech? I absolutely believe in free speech, as long as it doesn't hurt someone else. If it's homophobic or a racial slur or just pure hatred, then no, I don't. Or at least in my chat, I don't.
Once it's all over, we'll get some.
Delivering supplies. I'm going to put you down for a second because I forgot to put the phone number back on my arm, and I need that in case. Yeah, magic marker.
This or this?
All right, magic marker, permanent marker. Thank you. I'm aging myself, huh? I'm going to put you down for a sec. Okay, so they're installing them. So many of those are unsafe. They're not even on the ground. They're tilted sideways. It's horrible.
That's.
What the hell they were thinking?
I don't
get how
know.
the mayor can say she's doing that to protect her community and actively not. I don't even know.
No.
I don't even think she knows exactly. I refuse to believe that she knows.
Where's the
exactly
phone number?
What they're doing.
46. Look at it. It washed off. There it is. 465. But yeah, no, it's.
It's like, are they in a hurry? I guess they would be in a hurry because it's a major road, but the ones on the other side, especially, like they're not.
By the neighbors. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, they crushed plants.
Yeah.
It's supposed to keep the protesters out of the street.
They block the street off every time there's a big protest anyway.
It's blocked now. They got to close down.
Yeah.
Because they're putting more bricks down there. Or blocks. Bricks, blocks, whatever they are. But yeah, no, it's crazy.
And all she did, she's worried about her re-election, so, but all she did is like
Make it
probably
worse.
and make it worse for the actual people in the community.
Yes, the neighbors are like, I mean, they squish flowers and I don't get it. Well, I'm going to go see if the fence is still up.
Oh, it's still up.
I know. I was I was being sarcastic. No, that's not the reason. That has absolutely nothing to do, because when there's a big protest like on Friday and Saturday and there's protesters out there, the street is closed down. There's no traffic. They closed 25th down. So that is not the reasoning behind the barriers. The barriers are trying to keep the protesters out of the street when the 6 o'clock hour comes around, because over the weekend, again, I will let you know, they were actually dancing in the street. And that apparently didn't look good for the PR for the state police and the sheriff's department. So they had to think of some other way to curtail the First Amendment. And now they have cement blocks everywhere. We're going back around to the front. And we have 3 people here now. Whoop, whoop, whoop. It looks like a rowdy protest. I'm going to go over here and see what I can see. I mean, they really look like they're going to cause some trouble. We got grannies out here too. Look at that. Maybe he sent them. Yep, that's a real ruckus crowd, boy. Let me tell you. Surprise, the fence is still there. I should have got, oh, the lady's praying. Ugh. She's actually praying. Yeah, no, there's no directing traffic. They'd much rather just let us get hit by cars. On 25th, it's closed down. Right now, it's totally closed. So there's no traffic except for the state police. And they're super secret patrollers that get to ride around with black electrical tape on their license plates. I will show, somebody had asked about whether the building still was all full of plywood. I will show you the front of it. Again, there's nobody in this parking lot where they've been staging lately. Let me see if I can zoom in here. See the windows? All plywood, boarded up. Same way with the front door. Totally and completely blocked. There's a train going by in the back there. I'm going to sit on the wall now, take a couple minute break. Again, sometimes it's like watching paint dry. There's really nothing going on. No, these are not barriers to protect against cars. Once again, this street is blocked for cars. So is 25th. Blocked for cars. It's not used for cars. This is actually the only place that protesters can come. They call it the free speech area, not protecting from cars. Was that slow enough? I gotta get the chalk or the crayons out again. Come on, guys. Why do you... It's just unbelievable. Why can't that sink in? There's no traffic. First of all, even if there wasn't a fence there, this is a cul-de-sac street. It's not a thoroughfare. Second of all, there's the fence. Third of all, there's 4 state police cars in front of me. Yeah, this is the free speech area. This is the only area you are allowed to be in, is between this fence and the cement wall. That's it. All the way down to where I'm standing right now. That's it. So that's people for ICE and people that are protesting against ICE, all in this very small area. Only place to protest. And if you've ever been to a protest, it's a perfect spot to kettle everyone in there. If you don't know what kettling is, the police do that to arrest absolutely everyone that's in that area. Oh my God. Peace, or any mods, any more mention of traffic and cars, please just remove it. I'm not going to deal with it anymore. Apparently, they just can't get it through their head. There is no traffic. Yes, but this is actually against the First Amendment, so hopefully we can get a lot of First Amendment auditors out here. That would be really great. Again, here, and from what we understand, there's no sign up yet, but we were told that there's no protesting at all allowed on the 25th. The only protest you can be in is actually in this area that I'm showing you right now. Yeah, I know. 1A is like a trigger. Absolutely. You know what else is a trigger is when you know, I've seen it in chat, you know, you say Epstein files and my chat goes crazy. So again, I'm not trying to be one way or the other. So you pushing your views on me or my chat in either direction, that's not what this is about. I'm just showing you what the other news stations aren't showing you because no one's here. Yes, it is such a war zone. Let me tell you, I have my oh, here comes some more cement. Unbelievable. Guess what, guys? There's more cement blocks coming. Yay. Where are they going to put them now? I don't know. Well, Captain Obvious, I think it's about even, actually. Again, because if I don't show you what's going on, who will? This is what we have here. The ghost news. Again, calling all 1A auditors or any 1A lawyer that would like to take on the city of Broadview and the state police on their violating First Amendment right protections. That would be greatly appreciated. We have public sidewalks blocked. We have public streets blocked. We have hours for protesting from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. If you're here before or after that time, you could be arrested or cited or both. I know a gentleman that ended up in handcuffs because he came before 9, not carrying a sign, just standing there in the protest-free zone. They handcuffed him. They ran his ID, told him if he didn't leave, that he would be arrested. Welcome in to Broadview. Again, today is the day that they're allegedly supposed to take the fence down. I'm not seeing it happen. If it does happen, it will be probably after the protest time, only because they don't want to have the protesters here, I'm sure, cheering or whatever they're going to do when they take it down. They put a secondary cement wall up by the fence. It is in fact blocking, because if we go out of this area, we're subject to arrest. So how is that not blocking? If I walked in that street, those state troopers would come out of that car and tell me to get back behind the barriers. On 25th, now that the mayor has said that, there is no more protesting out there. Again, that's going to be the same situation. The state police will come to you. They will say, get back past the barriers, or there's no protesting here. And if you don't comply, then you'll either be arrested or you will get a citation, or both. So I don't see how that's not blocking First Amendment rights. Again, it's a public sidewalk, it's a public street. Same way on the other side on 25th. Public sidewalk, public street. And the First Amendment doesn't come with hours. There's no hours in the First Amendment that say you can only protest between 9 and 6. Nowhere is it written that. Oh gosh, we have a family again. He's got a bag full of stuff for whoever's inside. So sad. I'm sorry, I'm human, you know? It's sad. Yes, I do turn into a troll at 6:01. Sometimes before 9 too, you know? I gotta get those digs in. I can multitask. Again, I don't know if you guys all know that, but you know, I have a alleged stalker, so we'll see how things go. I have given up all my past protests. This is the only one I protest. I want nothing to do with any of that. So, oh. Wow, that scared me. Sometimes the strangest noise just sends everybody jumping. That's not a usual thing to have the train honk their horn. Okay, we're going to go back up here and see what's going on this corner. More cement blocks.
Yeah. Oh, over there?
You didn't you see them? No, not this side.
Oh, yeah, that were getting carried over there, yeah. What's the point even?
And
they're easy to jump over, too.
Well, not only that, they're dangerous. They're not setting them. It's not level.
Yeah.
So there's one that's got at least 4 or 5 inches of nothing underneath there. So if somebody pushes it accidentally or whatever, it's going to fall, you know?
Yeah, that's not something you need to pick up.
There is no sign. Hold on a sec. Please hold. I'm going to mute you for a second. All right, everybody, welcome back. Let's go out to the front and see where they've installed the cement blocks this time. Welcome in. This is the ICE Detention Center out in Broadview, Illinois, a small suburb just outside of Chicago. This is the equipment tent. We even have R2-D2 out here. No, is that R2-D? Yeah, I think so. Oh boy. Lots of water. Chairs. All we need is a porta potty. Anybody want to foot the bill for a porta potty? It's about a half a mile walk to any restrooms. Hi, Scooter, welcome in. I'm doing my daily steps back and forth between one section and the other. They have this major street blocked off again, 25th. What we have heard was that the Broadview mayor did make a proclamation yesterday or whatever order that there will be no more protesting on 25th. Again, there's no signs out there. There's nothing that says that. But they have installed cement blocks all the way down on both sides of the street. Allegedly for public safety. Now, whenever there's a huge protest, like on Fridays and Saturdays, they close this street anyway. There's no traffic allowed down this area. So I think we're getting talked at from both sides of the mouth here. And it definitely is a First Amendment problem. It's bad enough that there's only protesting from 9 to 6, but this is the ugliness that they have made out here now. Absolute ugliness. The poor people that live in this neighborhood now have to put up with cement blocks. Some of them very dangerous because they're not level. They're hanging in air. I can show you that. I'll zoom in for a minute. You can see the end of this one. It's up in the air. Now, these are not small cement blocks. And it goes all the way down. They're actually actively installing more. I believe it'll go all the way down to Roosevelt, which is the light that you can see way in the distance. Again, there's no protesters out on this side. I don't know if they were told that they're not allowed to protest out here, or if it's just a Tuesday morning kind of situation. It's not. I have talked to the majority of the people on this street, and you're going to be surprised at the fact that they side with the protesters. They have watched the ICE agents and the state police come out and actually taunt the crowd and go into the crowd and start trouble. So these guys are actually on our side. So don't feel sorry for the neighbors, because I think they might be on a different side than you're expecting. Yes, exactly. People can walk. I can walk. I was just down that sidewalk. So again, they got a little butt hurt, is what I'll call it. Last weekend, when the protesters were actually dancing in the street, it was closed to through traffic anyway. There was no traffic going down the street because it was closed. The protesters were dancing in the street, and it didn't look nice for their reputation to have a peaceful dancing protest. So now, all of a sudden, there's no protesting out here, and the poor neighbors have to put up with these cement blocks. Yes, you're correct. If that was going on, but that's not what happened. First of all, they put the curfew on the protest, but even before then, there was nobody actually out on the gate at 25th. They would be over on the peaceful side where it was quiet. And there was no. You guys have seen my stream. How many protesters have you seen over there? 2, 3, 4, 10, maybe, and that was like after 6 or on the weekend, so it's not like it was a grand, huge protest like there will be the No Kings protest right downtown where you see thousands of people marching. No, that's not what's going on out here. And again, there's both sides. So it's not only a First Amendment problem for the people that are anti-ICE, but it's also for the people that are for ICE because they're being limited also. Okay, who are we name calling? No name calling. If Ellie says you're name calling, that's not a good thing. I've been out here for over 3 weeks now, almost every day. Usually I only take Monday and Sunday and Monday off. So, and sometimes if something's going on Sunday, I'll be out in the morning. And I'm usually streaming 6 to 8 hours. Unless I have in real life stuff I have to do. Here comes the family. Well, thank you, Henry. Again, the two-minute sound bites don't show you the real picture. It doesn't even show you how things start if there's pushing and shoving. This is the climate out here. There's really no animosity, there's no violence, there's no screaming, nothing. Even when they're both out here, anti and for, there's normal conversations being had. Yes, there are antagonists that come. Absolutely. A lot of antagonists or agent provocateurs. They're out here only to cause trouble. To show you their own narrative. I am not showing you the narrative. I'm just live streaming absolutely everything. Again, I'm trying to not get run over. There's no sidewalk here. Let's go see if the fence is down. Not happening, but we'll try. Again, that's not going to happen until after the protest hours. Here are the signs that are out here. These are the rules and code of conduct. No weapons, no guns, no knives, no batons, no flammables, no glass, no illegal drugs, no riot gear or shields. This is for the protesters. Respect boundaries. Do not enter private property. Don't climb fences. Don't shake the fence. Do not block ICE vehicles. I mean, safety warning. This area is not safe. You could be hit with pepper balls, tear gas, or even physically assaulted by ICE officers. All of which I've seen, most of which I've had happen to me. So, again, this is just, we have all kinds of suicide hotlines and a government, all stickers and different phone numbers. I actually have, this is the only way I would ever even come out here anymore, because that's how it's gotten. This is the phone number written on my arm in permanent marker of the legal team for the protesters and the media that are out here. Although most of the mainstream media have their own lawyers.
How'd it go?
They're putting more in.
Really?
Yep. I think it's going to go all the way down to Roosevelt on both sides.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to force everybody to have to walk all the way down to the light and then to cross over if they wanted to come up. I don't know.
Just gonna jump right over it. Like I've been doing.
Right.
The street's closed. You know, there's no protesters over there at all, though. So, but again, there's no sign either that says no protesting. So, we shall see. Again, all the mainstream media sitting in the cars. Nice, cushy job. Come out for their 2-minute sound bites.
And it's really nothing. I mean, even where men and other people parked in.
I do need to somehow tell them, Channel 7, that their mic is hot when they're doing a live out here. I don't think they realized that yesterday. They were saying some really questionable things. So we shall see. Oh, we have one protester. Yay! Well, we went from 3 down to 1. Let's go back up here and see what's going on. Again, this is the only protest area for protesters. That's it. You're looking at it. For and against. Only one area. Oh. I think, was that Ellie that said that? Ellie, you know, of course, you know, well, all my mods, you know, we're going to get trolls now from a certain someone with different names. So, just a heads up. We got ice thugs, scum of the earth, all different signs. Okay, we still have the 2 big buses and all the transport vans over there. Again, the behind in the transport vans are cages. I can see the metal, you know, like in police cars, how they have the cage.
Yeah, well, they needed it. That's their mantra.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But in this case, they're arresting people selling commodities and flowers.
I'm going to sit for a bit and we'll stare at this fence because hopefully this is the last day we see it. Although I have no clue what it's going to be like when that fence is down. Sometimes it's be careful what you wish for because it might make things worse instead of better. Not sure. I know this whole stay behind here for everybody is going to be a I'll call it shit show Friday and Saturday, because there's a lot more protesters that show up for that time. So I don't know how in the world they're going to fit everybody over here.
Take your warrantless arrest and stick it.
Of course, we did hear that they were using U-Hauls also, so. I don't know why he's waiting such a long period of time to turn the corner, but I'm going to see if I can find some shade so I can see chat. Again, now it's kind of glary out here, so it's like almost impossible to see my screen. Welcome in. This is the ICE Detention Center in a small community called Broadview. There goes another, I believe that's the state police. I'm going to stand across the street here because I think I see a little bit of shade. Unfortunately, it's so cloudy, but the sun's trying to break through. Hopefully this tree will give me a little shade, maybe. Oh, it's a different view anyway. I don't have very many rules. There's no homophobic slurs, there's no racism, there's no fat shaming. Again, it's a chat. Try really, really hard to be adult. Asking the same questions over and over again. No one is blocking cars. No one is impeding ICE. There's no one out here. I'm just showing you that there's no one out here. So, welcome to my chat. Please be kind. Hi, Maserati. Welcome. Yes, be nice, Susan. You're right. I don't think that's too much to ask. Again. That's the reason why I keep talking, because it's so boring out there. Nothing's going on, No, Kim, actually it's not raining. It's just cloudy. But it also is Tuesday, so. Contrary to popular beliefs, there's a lot of people that are out here or come out here that actually have real life jobs, So they're not getting paid by Soros or, Yeah. No, it's not a war zone. Again, I find it very interesting that ever since the state police took over, there's no more snipers on the roof. There's no more guards by the gate. Where before, even if the police would go up there, Broadview, or the fire department, or anyone actually approach the fence, they would be at the fence and up on a sniper up on the roof. Thank you, Henry. Just this is it. That's the block of Mainstream news. Let's see, Channel 7's got 2 big trucks and three cars. WGN's got 2 big trucks, and I don't know how many cars. It's just crazy. But we're on Finch Watch today. Yes. My mods know what I allow and I don't allow. I try to be as fair as possible. I like to get comments from both sides. That's why I leave my chat open. But if you go above and beyond, then there's just no space for you in this chat. Sorry. Thanks, peace. Well, that's interesting. I'm seeing a big flatbed truck on the other side of the fence. Was that one of the city workers? Not quite sure. That was the owner of the cabinetry place, who apparently allows some people to use his bathroom, but not everyone. So there's that. I guess when you're independent, you're not allowed to use the bathroom that all the big media gets to use. Yes, Nance, they've got to close right now because they're still installing more cement blocks. I don't know how long it's going to last, but they've been working on it for a couple hours now. It is blocked from Lexington up to Roosevelt because they have cement on both sides of the street, all the way down. Well, it's the 11 o'clock news time because I see more media showing up now, so get ready for a soundbite from all your local channels or national channels. Yeah, apparently I have to wear Depends or something. You're not allowed to. I don't have the credentials. Sorry. You need those alphabets on the front. ABC, NBC, CBS, WGN. If not, you're not allowed in. Yeah, we're all gonna set up now. Again, welcome in. Today is supposedly take down the fence day. So far, all I've seen is a lot more cement blocks all up and down 25th. We'll go walk up there since they're just all setting up for the 11 o'clock news, 2-minute news bite about what's going on out here, Yada, I've been here forever. It's such a hard job standing out here. Don't buy their bullshit. They're sitting in their cars. Sorry. Not a fan of the big media at all. All these cars are mainstream media. Every single one of them. Peace. Here's the ironworkers straight across the street with an empty parking lot. Just saying. And a bathroom. Yes, the fence, that's the order, but again, who's going to actually make them do anything. There's no one to hold them accountable or to enforce that judge's order to take down the fence. No one. See, look at how beautiful this parking lot is. There's 2 cars here. Local 63 ironworkers. Again, there's a bathroom inside. I wouldn't even be upset if they charged me to use the bathroom or to park in their parking lot. You know, a little entrepreneurial thing for the iron workers, but nope. I mean, look at this area they have. All of this room. I don't think the union is against the First Amendment, but they sure aren't out here talking about it either. Yes. Drink some coffee for me too, please. I can't because then I'd have to walk all the way to the bathroom, so. You're gonna get a grumpy Nana that hasn't had enough caffeine. This is truly a mess. Again, this street that I'm on right now is like the exit for a expressway, freeway, as they call them in California. You can see it right here, but the exit is actually down the street the other way. So we get all the semis and the cars. Now they're making them go through the actual residential area of Maywood. It's not even Broadview. Again, so they can install the rest of the cement barriers that go all the way down the street to Roosevelt, in front of people's homes, on the easement. I don't know what's going on here. Oh. That might be another family member because she has a bag in her hand and she's asking them how to get to the other gate. Oh, they don't make this easy. Oh, here we go. More cement. Guys, what are we building? A pyramid? Unbelievable. Teresa, if you're still in here, it goes all the way down to Roosevelt now on both sides. Roosevelt 25th is still closed. Nance, if you heard that. Here comes more. But wait, there's more. Boy, oh boy. Welcome in. This is the Broadview Detention Center, small community outside of Chicago. This is actually the ICE Detention Center. This is where they bring the detainees and also where ICE stages out of. Right now, quote unquote, crowd control is being handled by the state police. They have authority to use non-lethal force. The TRO does not cover them, only the ICE agents. They have told us, or at least the mayor told us yesterday, that there will be no protesting at the other gate down by on 25th. And that's the reason why they are installing all of these cement blocks. The poor neighbors. Is to keep the protesters out of the streets. Here's the problem with that. They closed the street down, as you see, just like today. So there's no traffic allowed up and down the street. There's a news crew going up. Poor guy has to drag his little wagon behind him. I'm going to go ahead and cross. Nope, I'm not going to cross. Wow, that was fast. Oh dear. Again, they're worried about traffic on 25th, but they're letting this just go happen. Until probably somebody gets hurt, and then they're going to say, okay, no more protesting on this side either. I'll come in. I'm going to cross the street now. Well, I was going to cross the street now. Okay. Try not to get hit. That would be a good thing. I made it. Again, forcing traffic off the street so they can install these cement barriers. This is what it looks like. They will go all the way down to Roosevelt in front of everybody's houses. Because this is allegedly supposed to help public safety, having these cement blocks up. Again, what they've done is they've actually blocked. Hang on, I'm going to walk up this way because nobody stopped me so far. I am going to keep walking until somebody says stop. But it looks like they've even impeded over here where it used to be open. I mean, there's no way to even walk through here anymore because of the cement blocks. I'll see how far up I can go. Again, they have put this across the walking area. Nance, I'm walking up to the corner. Or at least I'm trying to walk up to the corner. I'm not seeing that happening. I'm going to try. So far, nobody's stopping me. Again, there's no signs up that say no protesting. Nothing. All they're doing is installing these beautiful, I mean, it just adds to the neighborhood. Of course, I'm being sarcastic. Let's see how far I can get up. They are following it all the way down to Roosevelt. This is how lovely it looks for the neighbors. Just absolutely what you want in your front yard. Hopefully nobody's trying to sell their house right now. That would definitely be a problem. I am only going to here because I see cars and eyes on me already. So I will go to here and show you. Oh, there goes a van in. Again, the neighborhood, they have their Halloween decorations out. All beautiful little houses. And then they put this crap in front of them. To protect what? To keep the protesters out of the street. Go figure. One little dance in the street and, you know, we just can't have nice things anymore. They're going to just block. But they're not really blocking because all the driveways are open. So it's just so silly. So silly. I'll see if these guys are going to stop me. I look so threatening. Again, 67 years old with a iPhone in my hand. Apparently, dancing is illegal. Absolutely. Just not something you're allowed to do. It's a no-no. It gets you this kind of response from the city. No more dancing in the streets. Even though the street was blocked for traffic, it was closed down. There was no danger. But it didn't look good for the state police. The protesters were having way too much fun. So now that's taken away from us. Again, the sign over there says no protest from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. It does not say that there are no protests allowed. So don't know when that's going to be implemented. I can only tell you what the sign says. Yeah, I can't dance either. They would totally take me away. Just not happening. No helicopters today, so that's a good thing. Again, they'd probably have to have a really low clearance because the clouds are super low. So maybe not as effective today. I'm sure they're using their drones though instead. Yeah, well, this is the Ruckus. Yes, this is the riotous crowd in Chicago. There's two of us out here. Me with an iPhone and him with a camera. They're installing all the cement blocks all the way down. They have the street blocked off. Here comes Broadview Police. Let's see if I get in trouble for standing here. Apparently not. Again, we have protesting hours, not written in the First Amendment, but there are protesting hours from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. No protest between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. It's a new amendment to the First Amendment. We can limit your hours of protesting. I'm going to walk back because you can see it's super exciting out here. Welcome in. Today's supposed to be take the fence down day. I'm guessing it's not going to happen at all. If it does happen, it will be late tonight when no one's around because they don't want that shown. So I I can't afford it, but hopefully one of the major media news outlet has a 24-hour stream. That would be interesting to see. We need Rib Guy here with his 360 camera. I've heard some terrible stories from families. Ones that I don't even want to put in my chat because they were told to me by families. But it's not good on the inside, guys. And they won't let anybody in. Hang on 1 second, guy. I had a message. Can't see it. Darn, son. Somebody has to invent that for streamers. Some kind of a easy way to see chat when the weather doesn't allow you to. I mean, I like when it's sunny, but to actually see what's going on in your chat is virtually impossible. Good question, because it's an ego thing? What the heck is that about? It made the state police look a little funny, having protesters actually having a good time. Well, that was a Wisconsin license plate, okay. So it embarrassed them. Because it wasn't a riotous crowd. There was no violence whatsoever. They were dancing. That doesn't go well for PR for them. You know, because they need to have that narrative that the crowd is violent. I'll tell you one thing also, just my observation, being out here for so long. When I first came out, all the police were really nice. I mean, I was giving them water. They offered me a ride to my car. Things have changed since the state police actually took over. It's like everyone's on an ego trip now. They have no type of empathy, no type of patience, zero with anybody. Again, I'm not protesting. I have no sign. I'm just out here with my phone. And the difference in the way they're acting towards everybody out here is palatable. Rip Guy. We need your truck out here. I could really use some help. Apparently I'm going to have some stalkers, which should be tons of fun. Because, you know, Nana might be doing things that they couldn't do. So let's bring Nana down. Actually, I can't film at night. No one can film at night. No one's allowed to be here after 6. Hence, my First Amendment argument. There's nowhere in the First Amendment it says there's protest times or designated areas for protests. You cannot block public access Sorry for the crazy picture. Trying to get stuff out of my car. Again, I want to remind everybody, hang on. Okay, she's hanging out the top of the car. Not smartest idea. Once I get up here, I'll talk to chat. Okay. I want to remind everybody, I have no cash apps. I have no super chats. I am not monetized at all. 0. Okay, we're doing our sound bites now. I am not out here for that reason to make money. Yep, it's soundbite time. Good, how are you today?
I'm fine. Were you out here with the rest of them on Saturday?
No, I am not a part of them.
No,
I'm
I mean
independent.
with the press doing.
Oh, yeah.
So because it got a little out of hand Friday.
Well, that's only
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want to be seen by the press, versus the message,
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Well, and Christy Nolan and company, yeah, we want to be seen by the press because that stuff plays right into their hands.
And that's why they do it.
Yeah.
Okay. A gentleman with a signboard just walking across the street with a WWJD sign on, and then we have a solution. Oh, cruelty is not a solution. Okay. And then we have where's the Epstein files, and we have a duck out here today. Again, most time we don't have the inflatables out here because we get a lot of families that come out to this area. This is the detention center, and this side, it's kind of in poor taste, really, because it's not like Portland, How do you think families take people standing out in funny costumes? Again, the state police is allowed to use the restroom. Nana can't. Nana has to walk a half a mile. I am going to sit myself on the wall. Ugh, maybe. Wow, that's brave. There's somebody that works in this building here, and it has the Mexican flags on their car. Again, there's drones flying all over the place. They're the little ones, so it's really hard to pick up on the screen. We have the information zappers over here. There's nobody set up yet. Usually the state police uses this lot for staging all their agents and having lunch by the Salvation Army delivered. So, not today. What I'm seeing inside the gate is just a couple agents walking around. Again, there's no sniper on the roof. There hasn't been since the state police took over. I was told by the state police that the TRO is against ICE. It is not against the state police, so they can use the pepper ball guns and the tear gas and the rubber bullets, anything non-lethal. They are not on the list of can't use that against the crowd. So they also have billy sticks and riot gear. So well, if you believe that there's too much speculation when you look at my screen at the fence itself, then you're in the wrong chat, honey. Go find somewhere else to be. Thanks for coming in, though. I appreciate it. And you did write a nice long chat message. But I am not speculating. When I say things, it's because I experienced them. Okay, Scooter, thanks for coming in. I really appreciate it. Take care. Yes, and real life stuff should matter. Unfortunately, they forgot to check with my schedule. I see a forklift in there. Not sure what they're using a forklift for, but again, the buses are parked over here. I have not heard any helicopters yet today either. I did hear this morning, that was a funny story. I'll share it with you again. I was around the front and somebody was telling me that the Orkin dealer or the Orkin office is actually mad at the state police. That's one of the buildings that's out front because they're using their trash to put in all their pizza boxes. So poor Orkin is actually, see, there we go. We get to use the bathroom. Nice, nice. I wish I could sit in my car for 8 to 10 hours a day. Again, they're not protecting anything. There's no one here, and the fence is padlocked. The buses are for transporting. Not sure if, because they pull half of the bus into the building, so we can't see who is actually getting in those buses. But they're extremely large buses, so I'm guessing it's probably for the detainees. But I again, that's my opinion. They just showed up last week. They'd never had anything this big before. They were only using like the smaller buses and the cargo vans, or the, you know, like the sprinters and stuff with the, you could see the cages on the inside, or minivans, large SUVs. Well, these guys I think are going to lose out today. I don't think there'll be some Salvation Army. Hard to tell. Oh, okay. Okay, we're gonna pull in here and act. We have some type of uniform on. Not sure which. That's exactly right. You should have seen it the other day. This parking lot was full of state police. I'm not kidding. If you look at some of my lives, you'll see it, or even my shorts. The whole thing was full of state police just sitting for hours. And then the Salvation Army came and fed them all, and they still sat here for hours. There was nothing going on. Nothing. When I first started coming out here 3 weeks ago, it was just Broadview's police department, and sometimes a sheriff, but very rarely. Now that the state police have shown up, it is an entirely different atmosphere out here. I don't know how there could be justification for 4 state police troopers to be stationed out at a gate that is padlocked and cement fortified. And there's 3, 4, 5. Oh, look, there's a baby out here. 6 people in the protester side. That was definitely state police, but he had his other uniform on. Why is this justified? I asked the state trooper the last time when the church came out, because they hid riot police behind this building, and they had these white big cargo vans marked with numbers for when they made arrests to put people in. You know, we used to call them way back in the day paddy wagons. And they were all hiding behind the building. And he told me it was for public safety. They all had the pepper ball, paintball guns in their hands and their riot sticks. It was a Catholic church that wanted to perform communion to the people inside the building. But we had to use the intimidation of all of this and also hide a lot of it for no reason. Yeah, there's I'll have to argue with you with the laws passed, and it is not the same out here. And it hasn't been for a while now. I mean, perfect case in point. This fence, more likely than not, is not going to come down today. I will be very surprised if I come out tomorrow morning and this fence is gone. They don't have to follow any rules or laws. It doesn't matter what the judges are saying. They're just passing it on to someone else, like with the TRO on the non-lethal force. No, technically, ICE cannot use that, but the state police can. Again, this is a public sidewalk. It is blocked with a cement barrier. No one can even get close to that building. There's that fence and cement blocks. They must be having something going on the track back there, because they never honked their horn before. So I find that I can't go back there. They will definitely come and get me, but I'm going to stand in the shade over here so I can see chat. For some reason, the sun came out. Now you can see all the rowdy protesters. No, it's not for the fence. They're working on something behind there. I saw a large flatbed truck go in before that, so they must be moving something on the flatbed. Again, seeing this fence come down is wishful thinking. And I'm sorry, yes, the fence is here, it's dangerous, they can't get the fire department in, it's padlocked, it's cemented, but the building itself is all boarded up. There's plywood over every single window and door. If there was a fire in that building, there would be no way out. None. There's only a small door on the side. Well, it must be change of shifts or something, I don't know. One's leaving. So, yes, the fence is important, but holy cow, take the plywood down. Let the people have some fresh air. And at least have a way out in case they would have to. No, that's too small for the concrete barriers. That forklift, I don't know if you've seen in my live, the actual trucks that they're using to move these barriers around are huge. They're like 12 feet, 15 feet high, and they have like a clamp on the front of it. They're not even using forklifts because I think they're just way too heavy for a conventional forklift. Now, I do not agree with having a baby out here. That is not right, no matter what side you're on. Babies and pets should not be out at a protest site. There's no reason for it. Well, we're back up to 4 again. It looks like the sound bites are over because they're packing up their stuff again. They'll be back later. Of course, they leave all their stuff there to hold their spot. You know, it's like the Chicago, what's it called in the wintertime? Dibs, the Chicago dibs. Well, what they're doing is they will send the troopers out close to the protesters to provoke them. And then there's pushing, back and forth. And then, of course, the state police have to bring them down to the ground, handcuff them, and that's what you're seeing. But there is no... Again, that's the reason why I think that the problem out on 25th will happen now, where you can't protest up there, is because they sort of got they sort of got butt hurt because the protesters were dancing, and it's really kind of hard, as you see in Portland, to bring somebody down to the ground and arrest them for having a dance party in the street. The street was already closed. They had already closed the street. It had nothing to do with the protesters being in the street. The street was closed before that. No, no one has been in the building to see the conditions. I know of two senators, Senator Durbin and Senator Duckworth, were out here last week. Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy was out here yesterday. We had a plethora of religious leaders and priests on Saturday trying to get in to give communion to the people inside. all have been denied entrance, even without any type of news crews or filming, just them personally. They would not let it happen. Train still going by. I'm back in the shade. No, this was actually, it was an immigration office. It was an office. There's rooms in the office. According to Senator Durbin, because he's been in this building before, there's only maybe 2 bathrooms in the whole building. The building is not large. It's very small. I've heard counts of up to 200 people have been in there, some for hours, some for days. I have seen ambulances pull up to the detention center. Of course, no one knows if they take someone out or not. One family had told me that their uncle had broke his arm, and the only way they would give him treatment is if he signed the forms to deport himself. Then they would allow first aid. When he said no, he's still in there with a broken arm, or he's somewhere. That was last week. Well, the only thing really new about this, guys, is the fact that they're picking people up off the street. And they're not checking IDs. They're racial profiling. The Supreme Court said it was fine for them to do. So I'm not saying something left because I say that. It was allowed by the Supreme Court to, in fact, racial profile people on the street. Yes, this is where people would check in if they would have appointments. It's been here for a very long time. Like I said, when Senator Durbin was out here, he said he's visited this place multiple times before this all started. So it's always been an immigration office. It was not made it as a detention center. It is not capable of holding that many people inside. There are no beds. I'm speaking from what Senator Durbin said. There's no beds. There's no facilities to handle that many people. Well, that's a shame if that's the case. Then what they need next is to have the Red Cross come out, because technically he declared war on Chicago, right? He said it in his speech. And they could classify the detainees as POWs. So there's always that angle. Not sure if that is something they're thinking about. I am not a legal scholar, but again, there should be no animals or children out at this protest. Not a great idea. That's what I'm talking about, Michael. You know, right, left, center, doesn't matter. Alien, monster, vampire. We've seen atrocities before. And to know that this might be happening in America is really kind of icky. again, if they're illegal, that's not a good thing. They should come to America legally, but they don't need to be handled the way they're being handled right now. Well, that's what the deal was, right? He was the order was to take the criminals off the street, but that's not happening. As much as I try to say everything's legit, but when you hit the tamale sellers and the guy riding his bike, and it's not. No. Well, that's higher than my pay grade, Michael, but I said that a long time ago. Then, if everything's fine, then everything's fine. But hiding this, like what's going on right now, is only making matters worse. It's not making matters better. What are they hiding? Just let somebody in there and say, okay, everything's fine. It's a little messy, but they're handling it. They're getting food and they have places to sleep. But that's not what's going on. No, that is incorrect, James. That is incorrect. I have seen families with legal papers of people they have picked up. So physically, I have seen with my own eyes people that have been caught up and they are citizens of the United States. So I'm going to go ahead and remove that comment because it is not truthful. You can have an opinion, but when you state it as fact, that is not correct. Welcome in. This is the Broadway Detention Center. We are waiting to see if the fence is going to come down. I'm usually an optimist, but I'm guessing that's probably not going to happen. Or at least, No, it's just a forklift. I don't think that has anything to do with the fence. We have McDonald's being delivered probably to the media because, they're out here. Oh, maybe it's the state police is getting McDonald's. Who knows? Oh no, this gentleman is from probably inside the business. Yeah, it's a handoff. There we go. All right, let's go see what's going on up on 25th. Again, allegedly, no one's allowed to protest out here anymore. People are done with their sound bites, so they're leaving. We'll go see if this is open down here. I'm guessing it's probably not. Try to find my battery pack. Oops, sorry, it got windy. I don't know where that came from. How you doing? Okay. Oh, so windy. Guess what? The fence is still up. Well, I'm not sure where this wind came from, but this is the Windy City, so. Yes, Scooter. I understand that I've seen South Korean families. I've seen a Puerto Rican family, and guess what? Nobody's doing history. Puerto Rico happens to be a part of the United States. A Vietnamese couple looking for their uncle. So it's not, and a Kenyan family. So it's not, I mean, it's majority Hispanic, but it's not only that, you know, they're racial profiling everybody, so. Some are very easy to guess where they would be, you know, like the foot massage places for a lot of the Korean immigrants. You just don't know. Yeah, the Korean family that was out here, I was with the niece. It was her uncle, and like she said, he's an American. Puerto Rican people don't need to have papers. Oh, I don't know what's going on here. This is new. Okay, we have a cherry picker. Doing what? I'm not sure. More ice going in through the 25th Avenue. Since he's got it blocked off, I'm going to go ahead and cross the street. We'll walk up. Again, there's no one out here. Only lovely cement blocks. Well, actually, that's another question, because if they're releasing people, why aren't they doing any type of interviews or anything? Are they forced into signing an NDA? Because you haven't seen any news of people that have been in the detention centers and what kind of treatment they've had, which is kind of very strange to me. You'd think that they would want to know or want to have out there what kind of treatment they actually went through. This is This is how safe this is. That cement block is not even touching the ground on this one side. So if anything bumped into it, it would definitely cause some damage. Again, they're finishing placing all the cement blocks all the way down to Roosevelt, which is the next big intersection, to block any, apparently, allegedly, to block the protesters for being in the street. Which makes no sense, but hi, yes.
Sorry.
No, it's
Where
all
do
right.
we go? Where's the protest itself?
Okay. Cross the street here
Okay.
and walk down Lexington all the way to the end. You'll see it.
Okay, great. Thank you
Alrighty.
very much.
Again, the average age out here for protesters is above 50. So, it's a ruckus, very dangerous crowd. And this is how the neighborhood looks. This is what the neighbors have to look at when they look out their windows of these very nice, cute Chicago-style houses. And this will be with them, probably for a long time. Being that they have the detention center here. Not something they asked for or wanted. Again, you see the lovely, lovely cement. Welcome in. This is the other gate. As you see, there are zero protesters out here. People must have gotten word that you are no longer allowed to protest out here on 25th. The mayor thinks it's too dangerous. So she has stepped on the First Amendment completely. It's bad enough that the protest has hours, 6 to 9. Anytime before or after, you're subject to arrest and a citation for disturbing the peace. We have police blocking the road down here. And then this is the actual area that the protests always take place in. And now there is nothing. Again, Orkin got mad at the state police because number one, they're using their bathroom. And number two, they're using their trash. And they filled it all with pizza boxes the other day. Well, I can't say what's going on inside the building. I've only seen how they react outside the building to people that have really not been violent. You've seen the videos of people on the street being taken. So now there's somebody going in. stay out here for a bit. Again, be kind and chat. I think we're all adults here. Let's try to keep our communication as adult level and not toddler style. The gate for the detention center is way in the back. And if you remember, let me show you, I'm going to zoom in. Way in the back there is the actual gate. Sorry, the wind is blowing. There's, of course, guards at that gate. You can't see the actual detention center from here because it's around the corner behind this other building. So there's really nothing here to protect except for the in and out of the vans. This is the side that they use because the other side has the fence that has the numerical padlock on it. So it is not used for in and out at all, except for when they're making a propaganda video. Then they open the gate and charge out with agents and pepper balls, but only for filming. That's only for filming. It's not used daily at all. Let's walk down here. Again, they're working their way down to this traffic light down here. Let me make sure I'm zoomed back out all the way. Again, these poor people, this is what they have to deal with. Not for public safety. The only reason why the protesters were in the street last weekend was because it was closed to traffic anyway. And they had a major dance party that did not go well with the state police. So now this is their knee-jerk reaction. They got the mayor to say there's no more protest out here at all on 25th. And we're going to put up these barriers to protect the public. Well, they've got another block to go before they've finished. Again, I don't know how safe this would be if there's a car accident, because the cars are going to go right into the cement walls. I don't think they thought of that. It's going to make it a lot more dangerous. I mean, if there's an accident, you might pop the car up on the grass, but not into a cement wall. Again, welcome to Broadview. This is the ICE Detention Center in Broadview, where we're witnessing a new kind of Berlin Wall to keep the First Amendment rights at bay. Absolutely nothing to do with the detention center, only to do with protesters that hurt some feelings by dancing in the street. They will bring it all the way down. I'm surprised. I'm sure the church is going to argue this being in front of their building, because they actually were out at the protests. They actually made food for the protesters. So I don't think that's going to go over real big with them having this cement wall. I'm going to ask these guys if they know if they're going to go all the way down the street with us. These guys don't have driveways. Hi, guys. Are you guys going to go all the way down to the Roosevelt with us? Okay. So just to hear. Yeah, I didn't think the church would let them do it, so that's okay. Thanks, guys. Okay, so they're only going up to that street. That's all they got permission for. Again, everybody's hurry up and wait. Yeah, there's a whole lot of hurry up and wait here. I don't know if you saw the first stream when they put the blocks on the other side. They brought the wrong blocks. It took them hours. The other day they were trying to install that secondary wall in front of the fence, and they were actually out there measuring with a tape measure, which I thought was incredibly silly. You think you would have measured it before? Anyway, it's just me, you know, I'm just a Nana. Okay, Ellie, I didn't get the question, so if you could maybe text it to me later, I would definitely try to get a hold of the mayor here to see. Nobody, again, there's no sign out here at all that says no protesting. It says stay off the street. That's all it says. The other sign says no protesting between 6 p.m. and 9 a.m. Well, look at that. We have the post office here. So now the only agency I haven't seen on the street lately is, in fact, animal control. So we're only missing one now on my bingo card. I've had CSI, I have Metro, which is the train police. I mean, we just had everybody. Yeah, this is so sad for the residents. Oh, here's a nice, whoa, here's another nice safety. What the heck? It's just hanging off. Can you guys see that? If anybody bumps that whole chunk of cement is gonna fall down on them. Wow. That's crazy. Whoa! Somebody's feeling his oats this morning. The heck is that about? Oh, he's stopping that car. Okay. Hang on, I'm going down. This poor guy's trying to deliver. Boy, they made a mess for you, didn't they? Holy cow. And this one's solid all the way down. That's nuts. Yeah, I would tell somebody about that. I don't know if you can or not, but poor Amazon is trying to deliver. There is no opening at all for the whole block. None. Okay. Well, apparently he's a bigwig because he got to go in there. Gonna keep walking down the street here. Again, it's all closed off. No traffic allowed. Oh, there goes A van full. Flashing lights in the back. Again, this poor Amazon driver. Look at how long he's got to go. I mean, it's just ridiculous. There is no opening at all on this part. The other part, they have driveways, right? They have carports. Still says the same thing. No protests from 6 p.m. to 9 a.m. Oh, the neighbors are talking.
They're slick. And not only that, if you think about the day that they did that, how many arrests did they make? Okay, they made 15. You know how they did that? The state police lined up all these motherfuckers from here, right? And they told them you're past curfew, and they started marching. And the first motherfucker that was like lingering them, they'd grab, move up real fast. Right. Same thing, all the way up, all the way to the public storage place. Because if you go notice, see how it stops at the public storage place? Okay. Because they're using the church parking lot. They're staging. The police are. They were staging.
No, they're staging behind.
Oh, they're going to be, they own this building.
Yeah, I know. They're staging.
They bought this building.
Right. But they're also staging behind in the parking lot over there.
Yeah. They're afraid. They're going to be afraid come Friday and Saturday. They ain't figured out what's going on yet.
Well, they've said now that they can only protest in the back there in that small area.
Nah.
There's no way that's going to hold everybody.
You're not going to be able to stop the people from protesting.
No, well.
They're coming.
The mayor put a thing in yesterday
that mayor sucks. This mayor for Broadview, that mayor sucks.
Okay, there we go. We got it, guys.
Throw her in jail, that black ass bitch. Throw her in jail. I don't care about that.
And you can hear how the neighbors feel about this.
And the chief of police of Broadview, they start all that shit.
Yes.
They was out here every day. I watch them. They start that shit. The police start this shit.
See? And then they get it on film, and then it's a riot.
Same thing. Line them up across here.
Yep.
And wait. I said, well, what are you gonna do when they start marching over here with their guns?
Oh well, no, that can't.
You know,
Everybody knows you can't do that.
Huh?
Everybody knows. The protesters know you can't bring a gun to a protest. Otherwise,
they already did.
Well, no, they had concealed carry.
Oh yeah.
They had licenses. Yeah, because they had their own.
But I'm saying, you know, the people are gonna get tired.
Yep.
And they're gonna come here with their guns sooner or later. Baseball bats, rocks, guns, whatever. Sooner or later.
As you can hear, the neighbors are not happy right now because this is what they've done to their neighborhood.
Well, see, the problem is they're pushing for that so they can do one wrong.
No, there's okay. I told you guys, the neighbors are watching exactly what's going on out here. Yes, he was very colorful, but they have had it. They have had it with all the stuff that the police are doing. They're watching everything from their porches. Now they have to deal with all this for probably all winter long, I'm guessing, which will be wonderful when they try to plow the streets. Or, you know, there's Halloween decorations up now. We got Christmas decorations. And this is what they have to look out at. Merry Christmas. If it made sense, fine, but this makes no sense. None. He's installing signs, not sure what it says. I'm guessing no trespassing, like everybody else. I'll go over there once I cross the street to see what that sign says, because he put one over here too. Oh, do we have a helicopter? Oh, I see a drone. Drone's flying. There's a helicopter. Again, you see the crowd. Such a ruckus deal we have going on here. How you doing? Well, hopefully that Amazon driver was on the phone with dispatch. Welcome in, everybody. This is the ICE Detention Center in Broadview, Illinois, where you see the wall they've put up. Oh, dude, you gotta be kidding. Well, unless he lives in one of these houses over here. He does, okay. Again, here's the view down the street. Still installing. I'm going to go over here and sit down for a bit. I'm sure the fence is still up. I'd like to see what he's putting. Not quite sure. It looks like handicap signs, but okay, so I just heard from the neighbor that they did in fact buy that warehouse. So that has been confirmed. Not saying I agree with everything the gentleman said, but again, he's facing all this commotion. He lives right there. He's seen it happen. Not sure which one that is. Hallie, are you in? Welcome in, Hallie. Sorry, I couldn't see out there. Again, the sun effect. Now I have 2 minutes of shade. Again, allegedly yesterday, well, not allegedly, she was on the news. The mayor said that there will be no more protesting on 25th at all. No matter what hour, what day, just no protesting. The only protesting that can take place is back here on Beach, which is a small 30 feet by 100, no, it's not even 100 feet, area for both the pro and the con together in one area. Again, there's only one way out of that area. It's a U-shaped, I'll show you, cement blocked area. They call that the protest zone. But it's extremely easy now for the state police to kettle everyone in that area at any time.
So it shouldn't just be you guys, should be you. Right, but the thing, once again, I don't agree with your, even
They're not going all the way down. I talked to the workers. They're stuck in that far street.
Helping immigrants, and we're all equal rights type thing, and you're for no.
Apparently the church that, but the church is letting the state police put their cars there.
I don't agree with what you're saying, even though
I just had an Amazon try to deliver that whole street. There's no driveway there, so it's completely solid.
Wait, they're not blocking the driveways, are they?
No, But down further, there's no driveways. It's just apartments.
You know, where they fucking murdered in their
It's
place, like,
totally
where they're from, like, 10
blocked.
people.
So he has to
I
walk the
understand that, but people who
whole
are
thing to
coming
deliver
here
packages.
to fucking make money to stand back where they're from. That's dangerous.
One of the neighbors gave me an interview. Very colorful. All right, we're gonna walk down here. Sorry, I was talking to the tent. Again, we have all the quote unquote news media. Doing absolutely nothing. Getting ready for their next 2-minute soundbite. Nobody's asking questions about the First Amendment. Nobody's watching the Amazon driver trying to deliver packages. Nobody's seeing where those cement blocks are actually being placed. That is why I'm out here. Granted, the neighbor was a little colorful. We still have a dog out here.
No, it's not.
Now we have another one. Are we coming close to news time? Yeah, it's 12 o'clock, so not sure what this one says. Can't read it. All right. Oh, look at here. What's going on up there? Oh, it's another family. Oh, no. This is the heart-wrenching part. They have no idea where to go or what to do. Simply sad. We have children out here today and dogs. I guess this is the best time to bring them, but it's not what they should be doing. Yeah. And we laugh at this media sign here also because it's like faced the wrong direction because they hit the media with pepper bullets. So it should be pointed at them, not at us, so they know where not to shoot. Again, nobody's over here, but this is the building they bought. This is all theirs now. Actually, I want you to be careful with your words in chat. Nazi is not one of those words. I understand where you're coming from, but I also understand what YouTube might do with my channel with having that word in here. So I'm sorry, I apologize, but I did remove your comment. They are looking for anything to take my channel down. And I'm not just talking about the government. We have the trolls and the stalkers. Well, we do have a First Amendment sign out here. Well, that's awesome. What's it say? Freedom of speech or the presence of the people. I can't read it. Oh, the right to assemble for the grievance. It's blowing in the wind. And the redress of freedom, I think it said, or something. Guys, I'm going to say it one more time. This is not a political channel. Please take your politics somewhere else. I am just showing you what is going, that's the big bus again. I'm just showing you what is going on out here at the ICE Detention Center. I'm trying to be as unbiased as I possibly can. The only thing I report is stuff that I have seen, witnessed in person, or have heard from a reputable source. This big bus is halfway in the building again, which means they're loading it. I'm guessing it's with detainees, only because why would you need to transport that many anywhere else? This is the ICE Detention Center in Broadview, Illinois. It's a small suburb of Chicago. Today is supposed to be let's take the fence down day. Not optimistic about that happening at all. But I will be out here for as long as I can be. Again, protesting hours are from 9 to 6. Anyone here before or after that time is subject to arrest and a citation for disturbing the peace. I might take a break and end this for right now. Let my mods clear their heads. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Do you see the dinosaur in this window? A velociraptor, maybe? Hard to tell. Looks that way. I am going to take the long journey down to the gas station to find a restroom. But before I leave, I'm just showing you how many people are here. We have children. We have pets. Not a ruckus crowd. There's no riots. No riots whatsoever. We still have 4 state police sitting in their cars since 8 o'clock this morning, guarding a padlocked fence that has 4 steel bars that go across there and is about 12 feet high, I'd say, and unclimbable. So, and also the new cement wall that they put in front of that just to make sure. Because this whole ruckus crowd, that duck might just take a run for it. You just never know. So they, as the state police told me, you have to prepare for the unknown. That duck looks a little dangerous to me. So I'm going to take I am going to take a break right now, mods. I'm going to walk to the bathroom and then I'll come back on live again, probably in about 40 minutes or so. I might get a hot dog from the gas station. Yay! because if I move my car, I lose my spot. So thank you guys all for coming in. Again, I will be back on. This is Fence Watch. Fence is supposed to come down today. We shall see. All right, everybody have a great lunch. It's noon here in Chicago, so I'm going to go get a Chicago-style hot dog and use the restroom. I'll be back.